The last few coins in the pocket feel warm. They are counted by touch through the cloth. Over and over. You might know someone like this. Some people see this and think it is simple. They think the person wants to buy something. A drink, a paper, a piece of gum. They think the hand is just checking for change. A small, everyday act. But it is not about the thing to buy. The coins are not for spending. They are for knowing. That hand in the pocket is not a shopper's hand. It is a reader's hand. It reads the coins like blind words on a page. It reads the number. It reads the weight. It reads the shape of the day left in their pocket. This is not shopping. This is taking stock. Inside, this feels like a quiet talk with yourself. A talk you have with your fingers. The mind asks, what is left? The fingers answer, 3 coins, 4 coins, maybe 5. This talk is not loud. It is a whisper in the dark of the pocket. It is a way to know your place. Your place is here with this much. The feeling is not sad. It is sure. It is the feeling of finding the walls of a small room in the dark. You know how far you can reach. You know the space you are in. The coins map the space. So the pocket is not for holding. It is for telling. It tells a story of what has passed and what is left to go. Let's look at this space, this small room. Some people think a budget is a list, numbers on a page. They think if you have a plan, you know your space, you know your room. But this room is felt, not drawn. The coins are the walls. The walls move. They move with every bus fare, with every loaf of bread, with every turn of the day. The hand in the pocket feels for the walls. Have they moved in? Is the room smaller now? The budget on paper is a flat thing. It is a hope. The coins in the pocket are the truth of right now, this very minute. The person is not living by a plan. They are living by a feel. The feel of metal edges against fingertips. The feeling inside is one of balance. A tight, careful balance. Like standing on a small boat. You feel every shift. You adjust your weight. The coins shift. Your weight in the world shifts. The mind is always feeling for this balance. It is a whole body kind of thought. The thought is in the legs, in the back, in the fingers. It is a thought that says, steady now. The room is small. The boat is tipsy. But you are still up. You are still dry. This is the work of not falling. So the day is not a line to walk. It is a boat to ride. And the coins are the ballast. Now think about payday. The day the money comes. Some people hear payday and think of a smile, a deep breath, a slow walk home. They think the coins will multiply. The pocket will feel heavy. But payday is not a day of rest. It is a day of work. The money comes in. It is a lump of clay. The job is to shape it fast, before it hardens, before it is spent by needs you cannot say no to. The rent takes a shape. The light bill takes a shape. The gas for the car takes a shape. You press the clay into these shapes. They are set. They are gone. What is left? A little wet clay. Maybe enough for a small thing. A very small thing. This is the clay for the days ahead. You roll it into thin snakes. These are the coins for the bus. The coins for the bread. The coins for the maybe. You put these thin snakes in your pocket. They cool. They harden into coins. The pocket is not heavy. It is exact. It holds exactly what is left after the big shapes are made. Inside, payday feels like a race. A quiet, tired race. Your mind is the potter's wheel. It spins fast. Your hands shape fast. There is no time to dream a new shape. You must make the old shapes again. The shapes of need. When the wheel stops, you are not left with a vase. You are left with scraps. The feeling is not joy. It is the end of a long task. Your hands are dirty with the clay of your life. You wash them. You feel clean, but also empty. The big work is done. The small work of the coins begins. So the money does not fill you up. It passes through you. You are not a pot. You are a pipe. Think about the pipe. The way the money flows. Some people see money as a pool. You add to it. It gets deeper. You can swim in it later. But for them, money is not a pool. It is a pipe. As it comes in one end, it goes out the other. The pipe is never full. It is only busy. Or not busy. The coins in the pocket are the last drip in the pipe. The last drip before it is empty. Then they wait. They wait for the next rush from the other end. The next payday clay. The pipe does not store. It directs. The mind's job is to direct the flow. To make sure the water goes to the right places. The right fields. The field of rent. The field of food. The field of heat. If you direct it wrong, a field dries up. A plant dies. This is a panic. So the mind stays at the levers. It watches the flow. It feels the last drip in the pocket. This is the gauge. The dipstick. The feeling inside is one of being a part of a machine. A useful, needed part. But a part that never stops. Your ear is to the pipe. You listen for the sound of flow. You listen for the sound of air. The sound of emptiness coming. The coins clink. That is the sound of the pipe still wet. Still alive. The emotion is a kind of tense listening. A watchful, listening calm. You know the sounds. You know the drips. Your whole life is the knowledge of this pipe. So they are not poor. They are plumbers. And the pipe is always almost dry. Now a crack in the pipe. A leak. Some people call this bad luck. A flat tire. A sick child. A lost key. A thing that goes wrong. But in the life of the pipe, a leak is not bad luck. It is a fact. Pipes leak. It is what they do. The mind knows this. It waits for the leak. The only question is where. The hand feels the coins. It thinks, is this enough for a leak? The answer is always no. The coins are for the known drips. The bus. The bread. They are not for leaks. So when the leak comes, a choice is made. You must plug it. Now, you use what you have. You take the coins from the bus. You take the coins from the bread. You stuff them into the crack. The leak stops. But now the bus cannot be paid. The bread cannot be bought. This is a problem for tomorrow. So you do another thing. You borrow water from next week's flow. You call it a loan. You promise to give it back. With more. You know this is a bad deal. But a leak now is worse than a debt later. A leak now floods the house. A debt later is a slow drip from the ceiling. You choose the slow drip. Inside, this choice feels like a cut. A clean, sharp cut. You cut off your own foot to save your life. You feel the cut. You feel the ghost of the foot. The foot that would have walked to the bus. The foot that would have stood in the store. Now it is gone. You have a debt instead. The debt is a crutch. It helps you walk. But it hurts your side. The feeling is one of sharp pain, then a long, dull ache. The ache of the crutch. The ache of the missing foot. You are both the doctor and the patient. And the disease. So a leak is not a surprise. It is a test. And the test is always passed. But passing leaves a scar. Let's look at the scar. The debt. Some people think debt is a sign of a loose life. Of too much fun. Of careless hands. But debt is a scar from a war. A war you did not start. The war of the leak. The debt is the proof you are still here. You fought. You plugged the hole. You lived. The scar is not pretty. It pulls. It tightens when the weather of life changes. When the next payday comes, the debt asks for its share. Its share is the crutch fee. The fee for not falling. So you give it some of the clay shape for the debt. Now there is less clay for the other shapes. The rent shape is thinner. The food shape is smaller. The coin snakes in your pocket are thinner too. The room feels smaller. The boat feels tipsy. But you are alive. The debt is the price of life. It is a high price. But life does not give you a choice. You pay or you stop. The feeling inside is a mix. It is pride and shame stirred in one cup. Pride because you solved it. You stopped the flood. Shame because the solution is a chain you must now carry. Every payday you add a link. The chain gets heavier, but you cannot drop it. The chain is hooked to your past self, the self that was drowning. You owe that self. You must carry them. And their leak. The emotion is a tired kind of love. Love for the you that survived. And a tired kind of hate for the weight of it. So debt is not a mistake. It is a rescue. And rescues are always heavy. Now the cycle. The debt cycle. Some people see a circle. They say, just step out of the circle. They think it is like a hopscotch game. You can just jump to another square. But it is not a circle on the ground. It is a whirlpool in the pipe. Each debt is a spin. It pulls the water down. The next payday you are lower. You start from a deeper place. The water has to climb out of the hole of the debt. It uses half its strength just to get back to where it was. Then it has to flow for the new week. It is tired water. Thin water. The coins in your pocket are lighter. The whirlpool spins. It wants more. You give it more. Not because you want to, because you must. To not give it more is to be pulled under. So you ride the spin. You go around again. You are not going in circles. You are going down a drain. A slow drain. Each turn is lower. Each turn is darker. But you can still see the light at the top. You still breathe. So you keep turning. Inside, the cycle feels like a song you know too well. A sad song. You know every note. You know the next line. But you must sing it. Your life is the singing of this song. The emotion is a deep knowing. A knowing that today's fix is tomorrow's problem. But today's problem is here now. So you fix it. You know the cost. You pay the cost. The cost is your future. You buy today with tomorrow. And when tomorrow comes, it is today. And it is empty. So you buy it with the next day. The song has no end. Only verses. So the cycle is not a trap you walk into. It is a current you swim in. And swimming is not living. But it is not sinking. Let's go back to the coins. The feel of them. Some people might say, it's just a few coins. Why bother? They think the worry is too big for the thing. But the coins are not the thing. The coins are the measure. They are the ruler for the whole room. If the coins are few, the room is small. If the coins are gone, the room is gone. You are in the open air. The open air is a scary place. No walls. No roof. Just wind. The hand in the pocket is not counting money. It is checking the walls. Are they still there? Yes. 3 coins. 3 walls. A ceiling of maybe. The floor of the next few hours. The worry is not about the coins. It is about the room. The only room you have. The feeling is one of care. A deep, quiet care for your own safety. The fingers on the coins are like a mother's hand on a child's brow. Checking for fever. Checking for life. The coins are alive. They are warm from your leg. They are life. So the pocket is a nest. And the coins are the eggs. And you are the bird sitting very still. Think about the nest. What it means to have one. Some people think a nest is a bank account. A stack of bills. A fat wallet. But a nest is a feeling. It is the feeling of the coins in the pocket. It is the knowledge that you have a place. A small, warm place in the world. That place is your pocket. And your pocket has a bottom. And that bottom holds something. That something is your proof. Your proof that you are here. That you have something. however small. The nest is not the money. The nest is the not empty. The nest is the fact of the coins, their sound, their weight, their presence. Without them, the pocket is a hole in your clothes, a hole in your day, a hole in your plan. The nest holds the plan to get home, the plan to eat next, the plan to be. Inside having a nest is a low hum, a hum of okay. It is not a song of joy. It is a single note. Help. The note is enough for now. The mind can rest on this note. It can stop its flying about. It can land. For a minute. The feeling is landing. The feeling is perch. The fingers stop their checking. They just feel. They feel the round metal edges. They feel the smooth faces. They know the story on the faces. The story is not important. The fact of the story is, something is written there. Something is valued. You hold value in your hand. So the nest is not a thing you build. It is a fact you feel. And feeling it is a kind of peace. Now imagine one more coin. A coin that does not belong. Some people call this savings. A start. A first step. But in the world of the nest, a new coin is a stranger. It has no job. Every other coin has a job. This one is for the bus. This one is for the bread. This one is for the maybe. But the new coin? It is not for anything. It is extra. This is a strange idea. A wild idea. The mind does not know what to do with it. The mind wants to give it a job. You, the mind says to the new coin, you are for the next bus ride after the planned ones. Or, you are for a bigger loaf. The mind tries to tame the extra coin, to make it normal, to make it part of the plan. Because a thing without a plan is a worry. A thing that floats free could float away, or attract trouble. The feeling inside is mixed. It is a little fear, and a little thrill, like finding a wild bird in your nest, a bird of a different color. Do you let it stay? It might bring other birds. It might draw cats, or it might sing a new song. You want to keep it, but keeping it is a risk. The risk is that you will need to use it, and then it will be gone. The new coin is a promise of a different life, a life with a little air, a little space, but promises can break. The emotion is a tender sort of scare, like holding a baby animal. You feel its heartbeat. You feel its delicate bones. You want to protect it, but you are not sure you can. So the first safe coin is not money. It is a guest, and you are not sure if you are the host or the guard. Let's watch the guest become a friend. One more coin joins it. Some people see saving as a math problem. 1 + 1 = 2. But this is a friend problem. One lonely coin is a guest. 2 coins are a couple. They talk to each other in the dark of the pocket. They make a small sound together. A better sound. The mind starts to see them as a pair. A unit. The unit is called the extra. The extra has its own little nest now. Inside the bigger nest. The mind gives them a new job. Their job is to be extra. That is all. To sit. To wait. To be. This is a new kind of job. A job of being, not doing. The mind must learn this job too. The job of letting them be. It is hard. The old mind wants to spend them. To put them to work. The new mind must say no. The new mind must learn to sit with them. To feel their weight as a gift, not a task. Inside this feels like learning a new word. A word you cannot use yet. You just say it to yourself. Extra. Feels strange on the tongue. Feels strange in the pocket. The 2 coins feel heavier than they are. Their weight is the weight of a new idea. The idea of later. The idea of just in case. The feeling is a slow opening. Like a flower that does not know if it is day yet. It opens a little. Then waits. It is careful. But it is open. The fear of the cats, the fear of the trouble is still there. But the 2 coins sing a small song against the fear. The song is very soft, but you can hear it. So saving is not collecting. It is making friends with a new idea. And ideas are shy at first. With 2 coins, the world changes. Just a little. Some people think money changes the world outside. You buy new things. You go new places. But this money changes the world inside. The world in your head. The 2 coins in the pocket are a tiny cushion. When your leg moves, they jingle. They say, "We are here." They do not say what they are for. They just say they are. This changes the feel of the walk. The walk is not a tightrope anymore. It is a path with a tiny, tiny railing. You cannot lean on it, but you can see it. It is there. The railing is the idea that not every stumble means a fall. You might catch yourself. The 2 coins might help you catch yourself. This is a new thought. A thought with hope in it. Not big hope. Little hope. The size of 2 coins. The feeling inside is a small light. A light in a room you thought was dark. You knew the room had walls. You felt them. But now you can see them. The light does not show you much. Just the walls. But that is enough. To see the walls is to know the room is real. It is not just a feeling. It is a place. You are in a place. And in that place you have 2 coins that are not spoken for. The emotion is a quiet sort of surprise. You are surprised by your own life. You made a new thing in it. A small, quiet thing. The thing is made of metal and choice. Your choice. This feels strong. It feels like a muscle you did not know you had. So the buffer begins not in the bank. It begins in the mind. The mind that can let 2 coins sit. Now a leak comes. A small one. Some people see a leak as a test of the savings. They think, now we will see if they use it. But the leak is not a test. It is the same fact as before. Pipes leak. The mind hears the leak. The old mind jumps. It says, use the bread coins. Use the bus coins. The old mind knows that plan. It is a bad plan but a known plan. Then the new mind speaks. The new mind is small. It whispers. It says, use the extra. The 2 coins. The guest coins. The friend coins. This is a hard choice. Feels wrong. It feels like breaking a promise you made to yourself. But you do it. You take the 2 coins. You plug the leak. The leak stops. And a miracle happens. The bread coins are still there. The bus coins are still there. The nest is not broken. The walls are still up. You used the extra. And the extra did its job. Its job was to be extra. To be used. And it is gone now. But the world did not end. The cats did not come. In fact, the room is quiet. The pipe is dry. You have lost your 2 friends. But you have gained a new fact. The fact that the extra works. Inside, this feels like a loss and a win at the same time. You feel the empty space where the 2 coins were. You miss their song. But you feel the solid walls of the room. The walls that did not fall. The feeling is bitter and sweet. Like medicine. Tastes bad. But you feel better after. You know something now. You know the extra can take a hit. And you can live. This knowledge is a new coin. A coin made of knowing. You put it in your mind's pocket. It is light. But it is strong. So the first use of savings is not a failure. It is a lesson. And the lesson is worth more than the coins. You start again. You make the extra again. Some people think doing the same thing again is boring. It is just repeating. But this is not repeating. This is building. Before, you built the walls of the room with coins that had to be spent. Now you are building a little shelf on the wall. The shelf is for the extra. You put a coin on the shelf. Then another. The shelf is in your mind. But you feel it in your pocket. The shelf is the idea that some coins can be kept. Not forever. But for a while. Their job is to wait for a leak. This changes the whole room. The room is no longer just a space to live in. It is a space with a shelf. A space with a plan for the leak. The plan is not fear. The plan is the shelf. The plan is the 2 coins. This is a calm plan. A quiet plan. The mind likes this plan. The mind can rest a little more. The watchful listening for leaks becomes less sharp. Because you have the shelf. You have the plan. The feeling inside is one of growing order. A place for everything. Everything in its place. The rent coins have a place. The food coins have a place. The bus coins have a place. And now the leak coins have a place. The world makes sense. It is a hard sense. A tight sense. But it is sense. The emotion is a slow, deep breath. The breath of a person who has just tidied a very messy room. The room is still small. But it is tidy. You can see the floor. You know where you stand. You stand in a room with a shelf. And on the shelf, something is growing. So saving the second time is not hope. It is order. And order is a kind of peace. Now think about the word, enough. What it means. Some people think enough is a full belly. A warm house. A good job. But enough is a feeling in the fingers. It is the feeling of the shelf. The shelf is not full. It only has 2 coins. But it is a shelf. It exists. Before, enough was the feeling of the last coin before empty. That was a sharp enough. A desperate enough. Now, enough is the feeling of the shelf. It is a softer enough. Enough with a little give. A little padding. The hand in the pocket feels the bus coins. It feels the bread coins. Then it feels past them. It feels the space where the shelf is. The shelf is in the corner of the pocket. The 2 coins there are different. They are not for today. They are for the leak. Knowing they are there changes the feel of the other coins. The other coins can do their jobs better. They are not so scared. They are not looking over their shoulder for a leak. The leak has its own coins now. Inside this feels like a small miracle. A division of labor in your soul. Part of you is for today. Part of you is for the shock. They are separate. They can both breathe. The tight band around your chest, the band that was all one thing, all one fear, loosens a little. It becomes 2 bands. One is snug. One is loose. You can live with that. The feeling is the beginning of trust. Trust in your own system. Your own shelf. The emotion is a fragile pride. Like a child who has built a tower of blocks. It is not a big tower. But it stands. And it is theirs. So enough is not an amount. It is a structure. And you have built a tiny one. Let's go deeper into the mind. The old mind. Some people say the old mind is wrong. It is a fear mind. It must be fought. But the old mind is not wrong. It is wise. It is a wise mind that learned to live in a world of leaks. It learned to count every coin. It learned to feel the walls. It learned to expect trouble. This mind kept you alive. It is a loyal dog. A smart dog. It barks at every sound. It guards the nest with its life. The new mind, the shelf mind, is not a fighter. It is a builder. The old dog does not understand the shelf. The shelf is strange. The dog sniffs at it. It growls. It says, we should spend those coins. They are not safe there. A cat might come. The new mind must pat the old dog. It must say, it's okay. I made this. It is safe. This takes time. The old dog has been right for so long. It does not trust new things. So the work is not to kill the old mind. The work is to calm it. To show it proof. The proof is the shelf. The proof is the leak that was plugged with the shelf coins. The old dog saw that. It is thinking about it. The feeling inside is like having 2 selves. One self is old and nervous. One self is new and calm. They live in the same house. The same pocket. They talk to each other. At first the old self shouts. The new self whispers. Slowly the old self gets tired. It sees the new self has not burned the house down. It has built a shelf. The old self starts to listen. The emotion is patience. A great, deep patience with yourself. You are teaching yourself a new way to be. And teachers must be kind. So the scarcity mind is not an enemy. It is a scared teacher. And you are the student learning a new lesson. Now we must see the whole picture. The true picture. This is not a story about being bad with money. This is not a story about being lazy. This is a story about a great skill. A deep skill. The skill of living on very little. The person counting coins in their pocket is a master of that skill. They know the value of everything. Not just the price. The value in time. In energy. In peace. They can make one coin do the work of two. They can stretch a minute into 10. They can find a way where there is no way. This is a brilliant mind. A mind that solves hard problems every hour. The worry on their face is not fear. It is focus. The focus of an artist. The artist's material is survival. Their canvas is the day. Their paint is the coins. They make a life. It is a tight life. A hard life. But it is a life they made. With their own hands. Their own mind. This is a powerful thing. The feeling we should have is respect. A deep respect. The hand in the pocket is not weak. It is strong. It is strong from holding on. From feeling. From knowing. The mind behind that hand is a library of hard facts. A genius of the tight budget. The emotional truth is one of strength, not lack. They are not missing something. They have something. A fierce, smart will to live. And to live with dignity. Even with just a few coins. So see the behavior not as a problem. See it as a work of art. A careful daily art of making do. Finally, go back to the pocket. The coins. A hand rests in a pocket. The fingers are still. They do not count. They just feel. They feel a few coins. Bus coins. Bread coins. And over in the corner, shelf coins. The fingers know them all. They know their jobs. The hand is calm. The pocket is warm. The coins are quiet. The mystery is solved. The mystery was never why they counted. The mystery was the huge world inside that small act. The world of the room. The boat. The pipe. The leaks. The scars. The nest. The shelf. The old dog. The new builder. All of that was in the touch of the coins. All of that was in the worry. It was not a small worry. It was a big, brave care for a fragile life. The buffer did not make them smart. They were always smart. The buffer gave their smartness a new tool. A shelf. A place to put their care for the future. So their care for today could breathe. They take their hand out of the pocket. The air is cool on their skin. They walk. Their step is not heavy. It is light. They are not ahead. Not yet. But they are no longer one step behind the last coin. They are here. With a pocket that holds today and a shelf that holds tomorrow. And tomorrow is not a threat. It is a shelf. Waiting for a coin. Or waiting to help.